This is Mayor Brian Bowman. Thanks so much for joining me for what I believe is the first virtual town hall hosted by a mayor in our city.
As many of you are aware, I just wrapped up the virtual town hall meeting with Winnipeggers. During the meeting, I provided a progress report on the 19 tasks I promised to complete during my first 100 days in office. The virtual town hall meeting was my last item to be completed. As you know, we changed the hiring date for the new CAO to March from January, so I still have one left to accomplish, but that remains on track and on schedule. As for the other 18, I'm very pleased to say they've all been accomplished. But that was the easy part. Keeping on track and following through on your promises should be the easy part. It's unfortunate that we had to reset transparency at such a basic level at City Hall, but it was clearly necessary and clearly important to Winnipeggers. I'm pleased to be at this milestone not only because I accomplished what I committed to look after in my first 100 days, but also because this was an important 100 days for Winnipeggers too. I ran for mayor because it was time for positive change at City Hall. And a promise for positive change was never simply a slogan. It was always meant to be a central tone and intent for absolutely everything I do for citizens as mayor. When I announced my 100-day priority list, it was always intended to be 19 components to one overarching promise, to demonstrate to citizens that I plan to hit the ground running and that they could hold me accountable to each and every job or meeting because they were invited in to see my plan before I even became mayor. It was my first commitment to Winnipeggers that from the smaller tasks, such as meetings, to the much larger tasks like planning the Small Business Summit, to opening up City Hall and being accessible and accountable after so long with very little by way of transparency, all so that there could be collaboration, transparency, and accountability in the Mayor's office, at City Hall, for City Council, and throughout the City of Winnipeg. I know it's going to take a lot more than 100 days to completely restore trust and faith in City Hall. But like JFK said, all this may not be finished in the first 100 days, or the first 1,000, or maybe not even in our lifetime, but let us begin. And I'm so immensely proud to say that while, yes, we have a lot more work to do, we've turned the page, and that work has absolutely begun. So what's up next here at City Hall? Well, we won't skip a beat. My next steps are to provide citizens with the outline of our path forward at the State of the City luncheon on March 20th. We continue to dedicate most of our energy towards the toughest budget Winnipeggers have faced in many decades. As you know, we must take it to Council and have it adopted by March 31st. And of course, we are hard at work in the evaluation stage of hiring the next top public servant to lead our civic employees into a positive future, our next CAO. We're on target for this to have this position filled in March. And of course, over the next 1,358 days, but who's counting, I remain committed to completing the 101 promises I made to Winnipeggers for a growing, thriving, more modern city, to increase Winnipeg's pride and reputation, to make City Hall more open and transparent, and to keep fighting for Winnipeggers' fair share of the provincial PST so we can truly tackle our massive infrastructure deficit.